You can expect some wild moves, and when you reach the end of an empire, that's what you're going to see, and let's hope.
Wild moves.
Yeah, everywhere, not just on financial markets, but gold exploding higher. Expect gold to continue to keep rising to $4,000, $5,000, $6,000. You know why? All central banks are buyers of gold now, and normally, the world of central bankers, they didn't want to touch gold, and now they're writing huge pieces about it, and it's no taboo anymore to buy physical gold as a central banker.
According to the 2025 LBMA Annual Precious Metals Forecast Survey, precious metals markets are poised for significant growth. Gold will reach $3,290 per ounce in 2025, and silver could hit $43.50. This forecast comes amid increasing global economic tensions and shifting monetary dynamics. Willem Middelkoop, CEO of the Commodity Discovery Fund, highlights a notable shift in central banks' approach to gold. Previously considered taboo, gold has emerged as a crucial element in the evolving financial landscape. Middelkoop projects gold prices could surge to $4,000 to $6,000 per ounce, driven by mounting demand and economic uncertainties. The BRICS Economic Alliance's efforts to reduce U.S. dollar dependency have intensified over the past 2 years, leading to significant policy shifts following the recent U.S. presidential transition. The newly inaugurated President Donald Trump has taken a markedly different stance from his predecessor's administration, proposing aggressive countermeasures against de-dollarization efforts. In a statement before his inauguration this week, Trump addressed the BRICS nations' moves away from the dollar, stating, "If BRICS nations want to do that, that's okay, but we're going to put at least a 100% tariff on the business they do in the United States." However, economic experts have expressed concerns about the potential negative consequences of such aggressive tariff policies, suggesting they might inadvertently accelerate de-dollarization efforts. Middelkoop further notes that the BRICS alliance's challenge to dollar dominance continues to gain momentum, with more nations joining the coalition. The proposed U.S. response of implementing tariffs on non-dollar trade underscores the growing tensions surrounding the established financial order. These developments signal a potential restructuring of global economic dynamics, with implications for international trade and monetary policy. Make sure to tune in for our expert analysis. Don't miss out on future content. Hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications to stay in the loop. Your support is greatly appreciated.
When I discussed the big reset, it's about a change in the system. We're really reaching the end game. We really entered the end game now. You can see that with the change in the administration, a totally new wind is blowing. You can't compare this with anything else in the last 50 or 60 years. Look what's happening with China and Russia. Of course, I was impressed by the statement by Trump yesterday about the benefits of all the wars we won't fight. We won't start, actually, he said. And people forget that he didn't start any new wars during his first presidency. And the Pentagon was really preparing the other side in the White House. A large war conflict with China was always guaranteed. With Trump in the White House, I feel a bit more safe, but well, that conflict is still there. But I still think, to come back to the reset, we really reached the last inning now of this US empire, and with everything Trump is proposing, and he wants to take over Canada and Panama, and you can expect some wild moves. When you reach the end of an empire, that's what you're going to see. And let's
wild
hope.
Moves.
Yeah, everywhere. Not just on financial markets, but gold exploding higher. Expect gold to continue to keep rising to $4,000, $5,000, $6,000. You know why? All central banks are buyers of gold now. Maybe you are aware that I'm affiliated with OMVIF. That's a monetary think tank in London. That's the think tank of central bankers. That's why the central bankers meet the private sector. That's why we are allowed to join. I was just asked a few months ago by the founder and CEO to co-write a very large, special on gold, titled Gold and the New World Disorder. And normally, the world of central bankers, they didn't want to touch gold, and now they're writing huge pieces about it, and it's no taboo anymore to buy physical gold as a central banker. And I think that shows something as well. He already showed his cards, by saying that every country who is aligned with the BRICS and wants to trade in other currencies than the dollar will face tariffs of 100%. And you only threaten other countries in such a way when you're afraid of them, when you're afraid of them moving out of the dollar. So he has shown his cards already. And people who always criticize me by saying you don't have to take the BRICS serious, well, Trump just showed he is taking the BRICS very serious. But I think the power of the BRICS alliance is that all these countries understand when we have this alliance, the US can't play us. They have to face this alliance. And the Saudis just backed out by not signing the deal with the BRICS. But Saudis playing both sides. But if you see the number of countries who joined the BRICS alliance already, you can't stop this trade.
U.S. technology markets experienced significant turbulence on Monday following announcements from Chinese AI company DeepSeek regarding their development of a cost-effective large language model that potentially rivals U.S. technology leaders. The news triggered the most substantial decline in the S&P 500 technology sector since September 2020, with NVIDIA among 8 technology companies recording double-digit percentage losses. Willem Middelkoop remains optimistic about broader market performance, predicting record highs this summer despite earlier concerns of a market correction in January. He notes that inflation indicators are rising, indicating the end of the recent low inflation period. These market dynamics coincide with significant monetary policy developments. At the Federal Reserve's final meeting of 2024, Chairman Jerome H. Powell announced a strategic shift in the central bank's approach to interest rate management. Powell emphasized a more measured approach to future rate adjustments, describing it as entering a new phase in monetary policy implementation. The Federal Reserve's current stance reflects a careful balancing act, with minimal indicators pointing toward an immediate recession and persistent inflationary pressures. Powell indicated that the central bank would proceed with a cautious approach to rate cuts. This strategy demonstrates the Fed's commitment to maintaining economic stability while remaining responsive to emerging market conditions. Let's get back to the interview.
Well, Canada has always been a vassal state to the US, just like the countries in Europe. Remember, when the US wanted to demonetize gold in the, let's say, the 70s, 80s, 90s, he made sure that Canada and the UK sold their gold. The US didn't sell 1 ounce. And then you see that Canada just listened to the master, like the UK listened to their master, and they sold their gold. Of course. Even the Dutch sold over 1,000 tons of gold and have only 600 tons left. So these are all puppets. I think the mood has changed in a positive way, and many people were afraid that a huge correction on the stock market would start around January, 20th. But I think we will see new record highs over the summer, and then maybe in the autumn or over the winter the mood will change. But first I think we'll see a quite positive mood, but we see inflation already picking up a bit. So I think we've seen the low in inflation numbers. From here we'll move upwards. You see that with the interest rates as well. Of course, that's a big problem for the new US administration. Gold has been breaking out massively. We discussed this the last time we spoke, I think, was almost 18 months ago. And then we discussed the scenario that we would be breaking 2,000, we would retest 2,000, and then I predicted the real rally would start. Well, we're here, 2,700, 2,800. Expect gold to go much higher. The miners still have to start the real move to catch up rally. But look at copper. Copper has been going sideways for years. So copper is on the verge of a breakout. Uranium is looking very strong. And even nickel and zinc, we don't discuss that often, but we as investors, we look at those metals as well. So I think we're back in this reflation trade. Oil is picking up again. So first, everything might go up strongly before we get the nasty period and the dangerous period. Actually, let's start with to say this is a totally different start from the Trump 1 administration. I can send you a picture of what happened when Trump learned in 2016 that he actually won. And he's the only one not happy in the room because he wasn't prepared. And now it's totally different. He has been preparing for years and he knows exactly what he wants to do, and he has a totally different team ready now. And I think let's focus on the case with the 51 spies who had this advertisement saying that the Biden, the laptop case, that was a hoax, it was a Russian setup. And it turned out they were all lying. Of course, we all already suspected that and knew that. But now Trump took away their security clearance. And now Trump is openly at war with, well, let's call it the deep state.
From central banks recalibrating their strategies to the rise of competing economic coalitions, these trends highlight a transformative period for both traditional and emerging markets. As inflationary pressures persist and innovative disruptions reshape industries, adaptability and forward-thinking approaches have never been more critical. The choices made now could redefine the balance of power in finance, trade, and technology for decades. How might these interconnected developments influence the future of global market stability and innovation-driven growth? Share your perspective in the comments section. If the video resonates with you, join our community by subscribing to our channel and enabling notifications with the bell icon. Thank you for being a part of our community.